We're here with Tim Chi, founder of Wedding Wire, the world's largest vertical marketplace serving the wedding industry. First, Tim, thank you for being here as our keynote speaker. It was very clear that you were the reason this room was full tonight, and it was easy to see why. Your remarks were extremely important tonight. So, no surprise, Wedding Wire is in the business of weddings. And no small industry. So I saw a stat not too long ago that of the $50 billion that's invested in weddings, Wedding Wire gets about half of that in terms of the market, people who are using Wedding Wire.
Yeah, so I'll qualify that a little bit because the weddings market is really hard to size, mostly because there's so much expenditure around it. In particular, one example I'll give is guests that travel to a wedding because of a wedding can be included in that. So really the way that we think about the addressable market is the global weddings market has 40 million weddings on Earth that happen every year. 2 million of those happen in the U.S. So not a lot in the U.S. relative to the Earth, but there's probably somewhere near $400 billion spent on weddings every single year, of which you mentioned $50 billion is spent in the U.S. So we play in 15 countries, but we're nowhere near all of those big numbers that we'd like to be.
Yeah, well, maybe you will. You'll get there. So you talked about earlier, a lot had to come together in the right way in order for Wedding Wire to work. And there's a book that someone gave me early on. It's called Heart, Smarts, Guts, and Luck.
Okay.
The 4 things that work for entrepreneurs. So think about those 4 words.
Yeah.
Hearts, smarts, guts, and luck.
Yeah.
What do you think you had early on that helped Wedding Wire get off the ground?
The hearts thing, I think the way that normally materializes in passion, right? That's the entrepreneur version of hearts. Mm-hmm. Smarts, I think, helps, but is not necessarily the be-all, end-all. Guts, instinct, super important, right? Having a good instinct on things, because you as the entrepreneur are going to be closest to the market and to the consumer, so you got to have good instincts. And luck. Everybody wants it, you can't buy it, and it just comes. And I think they're all important. And you kind of need all of them in some way, shape, or form. But to me, if I had to, luck you always want. So that, in my experience as an entrepreneur, I feel very, very fortunate. I'll knock on this wood table. I've had a lot of luck along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of people have good ideas. We talked about there's good ideas, and then there's business-worthy ideas.
Yes.
And then there's quit your day job kind of ideas. So when did you know that Wedding Wire was a quit your day job kind of idea?
When did we know that Wedding Wire was a quit your day job idea? We intentionally, so we knew Wedding Wire was a quit your day job idea when we intentionally tested one city. We tested everything about the city. We said in one city, we're going to try and find consumers. We're going to try and talk to our customers. We're going to try and build the tech to connect them. We're going to spend some money, and a bunch of stuff's not going to work. But if enough works, then it's sort of rinse and repeat in more regions. And that's sort of what we found. So after we saw enough work, we got comfortable to raise more money to just say, and at that point, the pitch was very simple. What just happened over there, we're doing it in 8 more cities. What just happened over there, we're doing it in 20 more cities. And it started becoming more problematic.
Mm-hmm. Great. You've been reflecting a lot tonight about the beginnings of Wedding Wire as you sit among a lot of early stage entrepreneurs and people just have big ideas trying to figure out if they should do something with that. So put yourself back in the shoes of Tim Chi 11 years ago.
Yep. What
are you most proud of what you have built when you think about where you were at the inception of this idea?
For me, pride. I have this for both my Blackboard experience and Wedding Wire. And it wasn't, this is looking back what I'm most proud of. My most proud moment in Blackboard was I was boarding a plane to who knows wherever. It was a small flight. I had my Blackboard hat on. I was walking to the back of the plane, and at least 3 or 4 people stopped me along the way and said, "Blackboard, I use that." And that's the moment that I realized that what we were building and sort of in an office somewhere really had a big impact, and it was a brand people recognized. And that made me really proud. Similarly for Wedding Wire, I just love it. Even tonight, when I was just talking with Bob here, he said, "Guess what? My granddaughter just emailed me and said she's using Wedding Wire. She's getting married in Lexington, Kentucky. And that makes me feel really good that we're building stuff that is impactful, that people use,
Right.
on a broad basis.
Yeah, great. All right, last question for
Yes.
you. So, it seems like the day you go to work not excited about it, you probably shouldn't go to work anymore. So, what are you excited about tomorrow?
I'm really excited about continuing to, do my best to lead the team to what we set out to do 11 years ago, which was make wedding planning a lot easier, make the happiest moments of people's lives a little bit happier. We haven't solved that problem. We've made progress, and the services and features we've built, I think, have helped engaged couples plan weddings. But by no one's declaring that wedding planning is now very easy. And we still got a long ways to go. So it's still that drive and that excitement around, still trying to solve the problem that we set out to solve a decade ago.
Right. Well, thank you for being here, for being part of Universities at Shady Grove's Beyond the Degree program. We so appreciate you and the passion you brought to tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.